Hello. So, what is Lyme disease? What did I experience with Lyme disease? I'm going to go through the symptoms that I experienced with Lyme disease. So, firstly, I want to say a month prior to having Lyme disease, because I didn't know I had Lyme disease, I got COVID. Now, I went through I was quite poorly with it for about 4 or 5 days of being knocked off my feet with COVID. And it took a little while to get back up and running again. Then, literally, about a month later, I then got really ill again. And I've got to say, they're such similar symptoms. So I literally had a fever. So my temperature, my heart was actually, the beats were higher than normal because I've got my Apple Watch and I can see my resting heart rate. And I was like, cool, my heart rate is quite up whilst I'm quite ill. So I was like, what's going on? And everyone said, oh, you've got COVID again, or you've got long COVID. And I was like, oh, I hope not. Anyhow, I didn't want to eat for a few days as well. I found that quite just off my appetite. My throat wasn't quite right, but my glands were really up as well. So, and when your glands are up, they didn't go back down. So 2 weeks in from the experience of all the flu type symptoms and everything else, so I still got my glands up and I feel rotten, like really, really yucky. I was like, I've got no energy. And I was so lethargic. And people said, long COVID, etc. So I kind of thought, okay, I just can't really do anything about it. I just got to get on with things. But I found that as soon as I exerted myself, so I've been trying to go for runs and things like that, the next day and the next 2 days, it just took it out of me. And I was like, okay, this is what's going on with me. My glands aren't going down. So literally like a month later, I then was at my sister's in the evening, and it was a meteorite shower, and it was a really, really lovely evening, and it was really warm, and I was wearing a pair of shorts. And I went into her kitchen and she went, cool, have you seen your leg? And I was like, well, what? And she went, you've been bitten by a tick. And the bite mark on my leg, I'll put a clip in of the bite. It is about that big, the actual rash area. It's obviously about, I didn't even put anything together. I didn't ever put 2 and 2 together that I'd been bitten by a tick. So I had gone out prior, because I'm always outdoors, and I'd gone into fields out and with the sheep, etc. And I've got some bite marks on my leg. And to be fair, I was bitten by horsefly as well, and they hurt so much, and they really do literally take in the blood. So I was like hitting them off. So around that one of the bites, only about 3 days prior to the rash coming up, it was really itchy and it looked a little bit nasty, and I was like, okay. And then suddenly this rash, and it was quite really red. Like I say, I'll put the picture in now. Massive. So then that's what led me to the doctors, and from the doctors I got given, because obviously I think it was prolonged, 500 grams of amoxicillin, which I'm still on now. But can I just say how it made me feel awful? And not only that, but my face had changed slightly as well. I was very puffy in my face, everything just seems much more drained, swollen, and it's still not quite right now. And I've got about another, I think I'm about halfway through the antibiotics at the moment. But cool, what a difference it's having for me. I feel as though I've become back to being my old self again. Honestly, I felt awful. And when I say I felt awful, it literally, I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to do anything really. I had no energy. And also, like I say, I would look in the mirror and think, I looked ill. Just, you know, when someone just doesn't look right, and I was like, I thought maybe prior I had something a little bit more serious going on, because I really did look quite bad. So how can you avoid Lyme disease? Now, the day I got lots of bites, I was wearing a pair of shorts. So if you're going into grassy areas, then you do need to be wearing longer clothing, and do checks to make sure that you haven't got a tick on you. Only me, isn't it, to get like bitten by an infected tick. And it really, like I say, really knocked me sideways. So I thought I would share my personal experiences with you, because it, like I say, it knocked me. And not only that, but since I've been taking the tablets, you know, when your body is healing, I've had like, I did have, it's kind of gone now, for the first few days of being on the antibiotics, I had a bit of a smell to me. Like, I'd have a shower, and I'd come out of the shower, and I thought, even though I've showered, I could still smell like a non-clean smell. A little bit like, to me, I describe it as like I smelled like chicken soup, and I just thought that's all the toxins coming out of my body, getting rid of it, starting to work. And I was very conscious of that as well, just this unwell smell. So yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster time, really. So watch out for the ticks. They are around. Apparently there's a real high case of them at the moment. A lot more people are getting bitten to normal, and it can be really, really serious. Like I say, I didn't know. So otherwise, if I'd known, probably could have been dealt with prior, and I didn't have to go through over a month of feeling so rotten. But anyhow, thank you for watching my channel, Outdoors with Tracy. Please check out my other videos, and if you wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up, or let me know what you've experienced with Lyme disease, that would be fantastic. Take care then.